Welcome to the Black Liberation Tech podcast, brought to you by Jordan Nuance LLC and hosted by Dr. Renée Jordan. This podcast is a accumulation of Dr. Jordan's dissertation work and her passion for empowering Latinas, Afro-Latinas, Black women, and girls to navigate the academic and professional worlds with confidence and success. Whether you're a mother or a guardian guiding a child through grades 6 through 12, an undergrad or grad student, someone working on a dissertation or thesis, or simply looking to carve out your niche in the career landscape, this podcast is for you. Each episode, Dr. Jordan shares her story, offers invaluable advice, and provides practical coaching to help you thrive in school, work, and beyond. Join our community on patreon.com/Black Liberation Tech and become a member for as low as $5 per month. As a member, you'll gain exclusive access to live recordings, impromptu academic and career coaching, and a network of like-minded individuals committed to mutual support and success. You're also welcome to follow Black Liberation Tech on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Visit black-liberation.tech for even more information on Dr. Jordan's adventure in Inglés o Español. Tune in, get inspired, and let's embark on this journey together. Welcome to Black Liberation Tech, where your success story begins. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Black Liberation Tech podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Renée Jordan, and today I'm going to do part 2 of lesson C4.2, and it's entitled Taking One Step at a Time, Not Getting Overwhelmed. And so what I did previously, I went through the level 4 prompts. I'm going to say that you can choose to either do the level 4 prompts, the level 5 prompts for that lesson. You can do both of them. You can do one or the other. It's up to you. So what I'm going to do, since I was very thorough with the level 4 prompts, I'm going to move on with the rest of the lesson. So for those of you who are in my Patreon, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can see where I am and where I'm picking up. So here we have the Black Liberation Tech website. I'm going to go ahead and head over to lessons. And then once I'm in lessons, I'm going to scroll down to C4.2, taking one step at a time and staying persistent. And so I'm going to scroll on down. We already did the level 4 prompts where I wrote and reflected. So feel free to go back and check that out if you missed it. And so this is the part 1 that I've dropped in there for people who want to follow along with me as they fill it out. These are the level 5 prompts where you can write and reflect. So staying curious and never being afraid to grow, non-tech related prompts. And so those prompts are to help you to think about your experiences and what you enjoy doing and the things that you've done over time that allow you to take one step at a time in order to help you persist. And so since I did the level 4 prompts, I'm going to go ahead and go to the lesson 4 where it says taking one step at a time and staying persistent. The objective of this lesson is to help individuals focus on manageable steps to avoid feeling overwhelmed and learn the importance of persistence and growth. And so in the instructions, it says reflect and respond. And so these are essentially the short versions of the level 4 prompts and the level 5 prompts for someone who just wants to jump in at the lesson and start here. Once again, these lessons are adjustable, they're adaptable, they're flexible. So based on what you know about you and how much you want to answer, perhaps a certain set of questions resonates more with you, is to give you some options to work with. But whatever you choose, you need to do some writing and reflecting in order to help develop a rich prompt for ChatGPT to work with, because ChatGPT will pull things from the internet and not know anything about you and just say here. Whereas if you provide some context and you will literally write, use the following as context and drop in the prompts, the questions that you've answered, as well as your responses to those questions in order to help develop a rich prompt that will be more tailored to you specifically and not just generic information pulled from the internet. All right, so step one, reflect and respond using the prompts under taking one step at a time. Break down a big tech goal into smaller, actionable steps. And so for that, I talked about how I have an open educational resource, and that is blackliberation.tech. It's not only a website with lessons, it also includes social media, it also includes a podcast. Recall a time you persisted through a challenge and consider how that mindset could help you in tech. So, the challenge that I addressed was the challenge of going through a PhD program, and the things that I did in order to persist included being an actively engaged PhD student. So, I didn't just go to class, write a dissertation, and graduated, but I actually was very much so involved by serving as a graduate research assistant. I worked with my advisor for 3 years. The first year was curriculum development. The second year was the pilot year where we launched the program. And then the year after that, we scaled up and we had the program at more than one school. We scaled up to 8 to 9 schools. And I was actually at one location by myself, serving as the graduate research assistant for that school. And so I talked about how that could help me in tech in terms of being actively engaged by attending conferences, staying on top of what's the latest and greatest, and talking to the people about what it is that I'm doing in order to see how we can connect, as well as see what insight and feedback they can provide to me. Think of hobbies or personal growth journeys where you saw improvement over time. For this one, I talked about how I was a part of a choir and how we competed in a competition, the Verizon Wireless How Sweet the Sound choir competition, and we won the DC regional competition in 2011. And then we were up to participate in the national competition, and how we prepared for that by rehearsing regularly and including more and more vocal training that those who went to school for music and were a part of the choir shared with us in order to help us with our vocals, and how I also went to the gym, which helped me with my cardio, because with that song that was less than 4 minutes and 20 seconds, if not on the nose, there was choreography throughout. And so it was a very great time to engage, and those things allowed me to see growth in my vocal range as well as my cardio in terms of being able to have stamina. And that was one of the things that I talked about that's in the previous video that is addressing these questions here. So you can see by answering those level 4 and level 5 prompts, you're able to have responses that you can use by the time you get to step 1. And in case you did not do those, you can certainly answer these 3 here in order to help build a rich prompt for yourself. Okay, so step 2, generate ChatGPT prompts. Use your reflections to ask ChatGPT for advice. 1, how can I manage learning Python while working full time? This is an example. You're going to fill in what you want to do. All right. 2, what's a simple step-by-step plan to transition from my current field to a data analyst role? Okay. So once again, that's a generic prompt. But what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take the level 4 prompts, the questions, and my responses, and I'm going to use that as context. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my Word document where I saved all that great information, and I'm going to copy it. Okay, so I've copied the information from my Word document. Now I'm going to head over to ChatGPT where I have a new conversation pulled up, and I'm going to paste the text from my Word document into ChatGPT. And so here I have the information from my Word document. I'm going to say, use the following as context. All right. And I'll just put quotation marks. So ChatGPT will say, oh, she's talking about all of this. Use all of this as context. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm jumping down to a new line, and I just hit shift and return or enter in order to get a new line without sending the response through. And I'm going to head back to the lesson. And so this one says, how can I manage learning Python while working a full-time job. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask, how can I learn how to create a no-code chatbot for my open educational resource, blackliberation.tech, while working a full-time job? Note: provide examples of transferable skills from the context of my experiences that I've shared in the above information. All right, and so let's see what ChatGPT has to say. All right, so ChatGPT has given me some things to work with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy and paste it over to my Word document so I can save this and go back to it later. So copy and paste what ChatGPT had to say. I also need to copy and paste this note here, this prompt, so that I can keep track of my prompts for myself. So yes, they're saved in ChatGPT, but I also want to save them for myself so that I can go back to them whenever I want in order to edit them, use them again, so forth and so on. All right, so let's take a look and see what ChatGPT had to say. Creating a no-code chatbot for your open educational resource, OER, while working a full-time job is achievable, especially when you leverage the transferable skills and strategies you've already demonstrated. Here's a step-by-step plan tailored to your experience and the context provided. Leverage your strengths in breaking down goals. Transferable skill. Your ability to break large goals into manageable steps is a key strength. Use the same approach to build your chatbot incrementally. Action plan. Step 1. Research and select a no-code chatbot platform. Example: ChatGPT plugins, ManyChat, ChatFuel, LandBot. Step 2. Identify a single chatbot functionality to start with. Example: FAQs, so frequently asked questions about academic and career coaching. Step 3. Use your podcast transcripts and website lessons to draft initial responses for the chatbot. Step 4. Test the chatbot in small groups, blackliberation.tech community members. Step 5. Refine responses based on feedback before expanding its scope. Number 2. Schedule and optimize time. Transferable skill. Your experience in pacing yourself and stockpiling content demonstrates excellent time management. Action plan. Dedicate specific times in your schedule to work on the chatbot, such as 30 to 60 minutes a few days a week. Use your established weekly website update routine to also incorporate chatbot building tasks. Automate tasks where possible. For example, using AI transcription tools to prepare chatbot data. Step 3. Use your strength in iterative work. Transferable skill. Your persistence and iterative work approach honed during your PhD journey aligns well with developing a chatbot. Action plan. Start with a basic chatbot that provides limited responses and expand its capabilities over time. Engage in continuous learning, using your chatbot as a sandbox to experiment with integrating AI tools. Draw on your talent for training and rephrasing. Transferable skill. Your strength in giving direct instructions and rephrasing information can enhance the chatbot's clarity and user friendliness. Action plan. Use your instructional skills to structure chatbot responses in clear, concise language. Test responses with users and refine based on their feedback to ensure clarity. Okay, step number 5. Apply your resilience to setbacks. Transferable skill. Your resilience in overcoming setbacks, such as during choir competitions and directing youth, equips you to handle challenges in chatbot creation. Action plan. Accept that the first iteration of the chatbot might not be perfect and treat setbacks as learning opportunities. Keep showing up. Now, that's something that my mom would tell me, and that's something that was included in the context that I provided to ChatGPT. And if I didn't include it, it would not be there. So keep showing up, iterating and refining the chatbot, knowing it's part of the process. All right, step 6, infuse curiosity into learning. Transferable skill. Your curiosity about learning new tools and concepts demonstrated in your interest in AI and no-code platforms is a significant asset. Action plan. Start with free or low-cost tutorials on no-code platforms like YouTube, Udemy, or LinkedIn Learning. Experiment with chatbot building using pre-existing datasets like podcast transcripts, focusing on creating simple, functional prototypes. All right. Step 7, maximize engagement with communities. Transferable skill. Your ability to engage with communities, for example, presenting at conferences, moderating sessions, can help you gather ideas and refine your chatbot. Action plan. Join online forums or communities focused on no-code tools and chatbots to exchange knowledge and receive feedback. Host live sessions with your audience to demonstrate the chatbot's capabilities and gather real-time input. Step 8, incorporate redundant and creative tasks. Transferable skill. Your ability to balance creative work, podcast episodes, with repetitive tasks, editing videos, can streamline the chatbot building process. Action plan. Use creative energy to design the chatbot's personality and style of interaction. Dedicate low energy times to uploading, organizing, and structuring the chatbot's data. This is good information. Step 9, adopt a work in progress mindset. Transferable skill. Your approach to iterative OER development aligns perfectly with chatbot creation. Action plan. Release a beta version of the chatbot, communicating that it's a work in progress. Use feedback from early users to refine and expand its features. Step 10, celebrate wins and practice mindfulness. Transferable skill. Your mindfulness techniques for celebrating achievements and taking breaks will sustain your progress. Action plan. Celebrate each milestone. For example, launching the first version of the chatbot. Take breaks to reflect on how far you've come, reducing the risk of burnout. By integrating these strategies and leveraging your skills, you'll not only be successful in creating the chatbot, but also continue building your expertise in tech while managing your full-time job. That is good information. I'm glad that I tried it out for myself. And so now I have some support in terms of actionable steps that I can take in order to build out that chatbot using a no-code platform so that I can enrich my OER BlackLiberation.tech. Thank you for tuning in to the BlackLiberation.tech podcast, brought to you by Jordan Nuance LLC and hosted by Dr. Renée Jordan. We hope today's episode has inspired you and provided valuable insights to help you navigate your academic and professional journey with confidence and success. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, as well as rate and review the podcast to help it become more discoverable. Whether you're guiding a child through grades 6 through 12, tackling undergraduate or graduate studies, working on a dissertation or thesis, or exploring your career options, this podcast is here to support you every step of the way. Join our community on patreon.com/BlackLiberationTech and become a member for as low as $5 per month. As a member, you'll enjoy exclusive access to live recordings, impromptu academic and career coaching, and a network of like-minded individuals committed to mutual support and success. Don't forget to follow Black Liberation Tech on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Visit black-liberation.tech for even more information on Dr. Jordan's adventures, available in both English and Spanish. Stay inspired, stay empowered, and keep moving forward. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.